We cooked once again, guys. We hit both of our bets. We even hit 2 of our leans at plus money. We didn't lose a bet for 3 straight days. We are 7-0. We are 10-1 over the last 4 days. It's been absolutely amazing run. So much green on the screen, especially over the last couple of days. Last night we had Thompson over 2.5 threes. He hit in first 5 minutes off the bench. It was amazing. Ended up with 6 threes, one of the easiest wins I ever had. And then Andrew Wiggins completely other way around. Dude cashed for us on the last possession of the game, on the last minute of the game. Sometimes you win quickly, sometimes you win late. It doesn't matter as long as we win, and we are definitely being winning on the show. As you can see, we are up 19 units in just 10 days on 35% ROI. That's absolutely amazing, and I hope this continues. Obviously not sustainable long term, but we're gonna ride it out. And without further ado, let's jump into today's slate. To be honest, I'm not a huge fan of this slate, especially since it's NBA Sunday. Always had the worst results on NBA Sunday, but I will still be sharing 2 official bets and couple of leans, so stay tuned. I'll start with Amen Thompson. I'm wearing a Rocket jersey, but it's not Amen Thompson, but it's not Şengün as well, so make a guess in the comments. Amen started the season horrible and then kind of been playing well lately. We can see a lot of unders early into the season, and then lately he's been picking it up. Over the last, I would say, 18 games, he's averaging 20 points a game. Hit this in 12 out of 18. Been doing pretty well. Unders came against Wolves, great defense. OKC Thunder, great defense. Yeah, so in poor matchups like the one today, he's been killing it. Last time they played Pelicans a month ago, he ended up scoring 23 points. KD and Şengün both played, but this is one of the best matchup in the league. We can see that he scores most of his points at the rim. Pelicans allow second most points at the rim. We can see that he scores most of his points on cuts and in transition. Pelicans second worst transition defense. You can also see similar players like Cooper Flag covered this in 2 out of 3 games. In total, average 20% more points than the closing line. Thing with Amen, he can shoot. He is heavily relied on transition. He's heavily reliant on poor rim defense. So we need to use our filters to put him in the similar matchup. So first off, let's start with games when both KD and Şengün played. And now let's look. Okay, they are ranked 28 on the defensive rating. We'll just exclude top 10 teams in defensive rating. They are ranked as 28 force. They are allowing third most points in the paint, so let's exclude top 10 teams against the paint defense. And they are allowing second most points to his position, so let's exclude top 10 teams in guarding his position. And then we can see that he hit in 13 out of 15 games, averaging 20.6 points a game. Maybe we can go a bit further, maybe like on defensive rating, where we can go to like just below average defenses. Then he hit this in 10 out of 11, averaging 20 points. So I think this is a great spot for Amen Thompson. And yeah, that's the first bet. Guys, before we dive into the next bet, make sure to smash that like button. We hit 100 likes in the last bet, so let's do it again. The second bet could be not official bet, but I'm just going to show you guys Jabari Smith Jr. Like he's been cooking with this kind of volume. When he gets the minutes in this kind of great matchups, he's being averaging 15.5 points a game, averaging hitting in 64% of the games. Even with KD, even with Şengün, he's still averaging over 15 points a game. Earlier this season, he played against the Pelicans, scored 12 points, but shot 5 from 18 from the field. But he's been in a huge slump lately. Like he's getting the shots up, but he is not making them. Last game, 3 from 12. This game, 4 from 13. 6 from 21. Missed 10 threes, all 10. Against Portland earlier, 2 from 13. So he's been in a huge shooting slump, so I can't bet on this guy. Even though the volume he'll get tonight and quality of the looks is definitely leaning for the over, he should be covering this with average efficiency. Currently, he is not shooting anywhere near close to his averages, so I'm going to pass on this one. We already have Amen Thompson. Now let's move to the second bet, going to be Saddiq Bey over 12.5 points, minus 123, but minus 125 is widely available. BetMGM, Hard Rock, Betway, Betano, and minus 123 on DraftKings. So when you look at the win rates, it looks absolutely amazing. We didn't use any filters, and it looks great. But Zion was out, Poole was out, Trey Murphy was out. So, but one of the key things for this, when you look at the entire season, he started horrible, then kind of got into it. But we need to look at the games when Herb Jones was out, because he's kind of starting in front of him. And without Herb Jones, he covered this in 13 out of 16 game, averaging 18 points a game. Huge numbers. Also, you can see that season high came against Houston Rockets. And in that game, both Zion, Poole, and Trey Murphy played, and he smashed with big 29 points in that game. Why that happened? Udoka put two bodies on both Zion and Trey Murphy, and Bey was hitting on cuts, wide open threes, getting to the rim, isolating without any help. So 12.5 with those minutes against a team that's going to kind of ignore you. Like, looking at the matchup, it looks tough. Like, second best spot up defense, fourth best rim defense. But that doesn't work for a guy that will be completely ignored by Udoka, because usually he ignores Herb Jones. Herb Jones is now out, so probably the next guy he could decide to ignore, in my opinion, could be Saddiq Bey. But even if he doesn't get ignored, he can still cover this. As we can see lately, he's been cooking. So looking at the games without Herb Jones, but with Zion playing and Trey Murphy playing, you can see that he averaging 16 points a game, 7 out of 10 overs. Against Cleveland Cavaliers, that was a huge blowout, 23-point blowout, and he played 26 minutes. So that could be a floor for a blowout. But if we just exclude that one game, we can see that he's averaging 18 points a minute, hitting in 7 out of 8. And the only game he didn't cover came against the Suns, and he shot 4 from 14. So the volume was there. He had more field goals attempted than this current line. We are betting over 12.5, and he shot 14 field goal attempts in that game. So it looks absolutely amazing. He killed against the Houston Rockets, cleared line more than double. Win rate in those minutes with these guys playing, and the averages are great. And I do expect a bit back off defense against him. If the possession ends up with Saddiq Bey shooting and not Zion Williamson and Trey Murphy, Udoka and Houston Rockets be more than happy. So yeah, I think that's why he cooked them the last time. So yeah, those are my two bets for today. Hopefully not a blowout. So moving on to the next, I'll go through a couple of games and share my opinions. First off, let's go to the Jaren Jackson Jr. against the Magic. We can see that he cooked last time he played against Magic. Scored 30 points, but no Ja Morant in that game, and we can see that Ja Morant is probable tonight, so could be a bit worse, but Jaren Jackson Jr. was playing great lately. 22 points average over the last 15 games. Great game against Orlando. Why is that? He scores most of his points from the paint, non-restricted. They are allowing fourth most there. He scores ton of his points in the post-up and isolation. They are allowing that. So last game, he will just post up and they will let him play one-on-one. And he had a great game inside, and also a couple of threes made. So yeah, not widely available, honestly. That's the reason I'm not playing it. It's only on FanDuel and knowing. If it was widely available, I would definitely share this one as official bet. So if you get this line, make sure to bet it. Moving on, Nets and Bulls. That's very interesting game because these teams played a couple of days ago. We had Michael Porter Jr. over in that game. But an interesting spot could be Cam Thomas. We can see that 2 days ago he scored only 8 points, and the line is now up to the 19.5, which doesn't make much sense. I mean, Michael Porter Jr. is out, but he was not playing much with Michael Porter Jr. Michael Porter Jr. was starting, and Cam Thomas was playing off the bench. But I rewatched the tape of that game and seen a ton of double teams against Cam Thomas from Bulls. I don't know why they are doing it. I will definitely be okay with Cam Thomas taking jumpers against me, but I can guess if they are going to do it again or stay away from it. But interesting spot in this one could be over 3.5 threes at plus 250. Last two games he covered 4 assists against the Bulls, 5 assists against the Pelicans. So if you double team him again, he could end up finding guys wide open. So he is not a great passer. He is not a willing passer either. but I think this price is so good that throwing a small bet on this could make for good returns. But not much on this game. Minutes are just unpredictable. We can see Matas Buzelis had played 33 minutes, then played 25, then 37, then 19, last game 32. So it's definitely difficult to guess on the minutes, so I'm going to stay away. But Matas could be someone, if he gets good minutes, should be able to cover. Moving on to the Hornets and Nuggets, my lean for this game is kind of interesting one. Will be LaMelo Ball under 4.5 rebounds. I know this is a weird bet, but in back-to-backs he was limited. 27 minutes here, 26 minutes here, only 25 minutes here. So back-to-back games he's usually playing off the bench and getting up to max of 27 minutes. So when we look at the games when he played up to 28 minutes, I would say 22 to 28 minutes. He stayed under this line in 9 out of 16. If we just add in Brandon Miller, we can see that he stayed under this line in 8 out of 11, averaging only 3.4 rebounds a game. And we can see that Denver doesn't allow plenty of rebounds. They are ranked as 8th best in rebounds allowed. So, tough matchup for rebounds, back to back, limited minutes. I hate betting guards rebound, even over or under, but it's just so huge variance, luck dependent. But this could be a valuable spot. That's it from this game. Blazers against the Kings. I don't know what's the status with Sabonis. Last game he came off the bench. Now I think he could be moving to a starting lineup, but I'm not sure. So that kind of makes everything tough to predict. Shadon Sharp could be getting a ton of volume because this is a back-to-back game, so I think Drew Holiday and Jeremy Grant could be out because they just came recently from the injuries, and that's usually the thing with back-to-back games. Guys that just were coming off from the injury usually are not playing big minutes. So Shadon Sharp could be the one, but also we can see that at 25.5, he just covered this in 5 out of the last 21 games. So tough one to predict. Even though he was getting great minutes, we can see that I'm not a huge fan of Shadon Sharp. I mean, he is athletic, he is kind of flashy, but he's hella inefficient, horrible shot selections. So I wouldn't be surprised if everyone is out and he ended up shooting 25 times and still not covering this line. So yeah, that's the only reason I don't have it in official bets, because I don't trust this guy at all. Lakers and Raptors, Luka Doncic questionable, DeAndre Ayton questionable, Marcus Smart questionable, Emmanuel Quickly questionable. So I will definitely wait to see what's going to happen in this one and react late into the day so I can share much on this one at all. And with that said, we came to the end of this show. Guys, make sure to like the video, subscribe, and comment down below if you need my opinion on any angle you are potentially having. See you on to the next one.